Hi there, my name's Anna and welcome back to my art channel. So in today's video we're painting one of my favorite of the paint, otherwise the red can really overtake the mixture very easily. Some areas of the petals, like the one at the bottom left on the bottom, I've also added some yellow because that petal kind of has a bit of an orangey tint to it, and in some areas I've used some blue to get kind of a greyish purpley mix, like at the bottom of that petal I'm painting just now. That's fairly dark. I didn't use any white in that area. And then on the top where there's some shades on that petal, I used the same mixture with just some white in it. So basically mostly it's all just pink, and then you have some areas that are a little bit purplish or orangish depending on what my reference photo is telling me. And then of course you have some veins in those leaves as well, where you will use less white and more of an intense color. And it's nice, it's with the gouache paint you can get a really smooth blend from the pink to nearly white. It's slightly harder to get harsh edges, or I had more of a struggle to get some of those veins into the leaves. And the smoother blends seem to be easier with this paint. And as paintbrush, I'm just using a synthetic paintbrush. You can use the same type of brushes you would use for watercolor, but usually you'll want one that's slightly stiffer and maybe one that's not quite as precious, because the paint can damage the brush more so than regular watercolor would. The difference between gouache and watercolor is basically that gouache is a more opaque paint, and you can layer lighter colors over darker colors, which obviously you could not do using watercolor. But otherwise, a lot of the properties are somewhat similar. I'm back painting the branches a little bit more now, adding some more contrast, some more darker paint. And some white on the top where the light hits the branch. And you can see quite well how the branch isn't all one uniform colour. Some areas, as I said, are a bit more reddish and some are a bit more bluish. That's just the way those branches looked to me. And yeah, at the bottom of those blossoms here you can see the little areas of green that I'm painting in with a very light green. Painting in some more petals now. As you can see, they're usually a bit more intense at the base of the petal, and then I dilute the red basically with some white as I go up, and then of course there's a bit of a vein in the middle there, and yeah, I kind of repeat that process for all of the petals. You have to make sure that you can differentiate the petals, that that you can see where one petal starts and one stops. And again, I'm adding in some areas with a bit more of a bluish purplish tint. Those are areas that are a bit more in shadow, or where there's just some texture on the plant.
By creating an imaginary picture. Usually it's something that moves.
Some of the petals I found harder to paint than others, and I kind of go over them several times. Not that it really made a huge difference in the end. And in end effect, all you really need to do is follow your reference photo and kind of look at what you see and just replicate those colors on your painting. And now I'm painting in the blossom on the right hand side, which is practically still closed, and the colors are more intense because of it. And there's also some more yellow going on here and a little bit of green towards the bottom of that petal. Here I'm adding some more contrast, darkening the bottom edge of that petal a little bit, adding a little bit more green. Just sharpening up some edges now. I think I even used a little bit of black here just to get the darkest areas down. I'm just refining everything a little bit, and I'm nearly finished at this point. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I hope to see you again soon in one of my next videos. Remember to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this and to subscribe to my channel. So take care and see you soon. Bye bye.